If I had told y'all right now the reason I'm out here sucking dick is because the network put it on video on TV, y'all would still call me gay. Y'all wouldn't say, I feel sorry for that brother. He's not gay. It's the network's fault. We can't, as black folks, do what you just said, blame the network, because if the network put an image that we rejected out there, we would have rejected it. It's the same way when the networks or movie companies, The Flash, they spent $350 million on The Flash. Did we go watch it because they spent $350 million, or did we reject it? We rejected it because it wasn't good. Right. We can reject anything that we think is not good. We watched The Cosby Show, then somehow some network executive told us they want Homeboys in Outer Space. They want all these hood shows. We could have rejected that and said, we're not watching that shit. Instead, we stopped watching The Cosby Show and started watching those shows.
No. Well, I mean, but the thing is, there's many shows that a lot of people we did reject. Okay, they didn't want to show, you could agree with me, they didn't want to show a positive black family show. All right, we rejected a lot. A lot of actors wouldn't even play those roles because they try to portray people as some type of stereotype or whatever. So
you
can't say that
me.
we didn't do that.
What was the stereotype of The Cosby Show? What was the stereotype?
No, I'm not talking about the Cosby Show.
What was the stereotype of a different world? What was the negative stereotype of a different world?
A negative stereotype of a different world. The Cosby Show, you're saying is a negative stereotype of a different world? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying a different world is another show. I can name you shows. You said they didn't want to give us positive images. We did.
No, I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about back in the 60s and the 70s. I mean, look, all throughout the 30s and 40s.
There was a show in the 70s called Julia.
You just pointed to one. Give me a colossal. Give me a number of shows.
Let him.
There was a show in the 1970s called Julia about a black nurse, which was scrutinized because she was in a non-stereotypical role. That's an example.
Another example. What's the brother's name? Just To Sir with Love. What's his name?
To Sir with Love.
What's his
name?
But
would you agree with me? 90% of those shows back in the 90s and the 70s and 60s were negative shows. Would y'all agree with me on that?
So I don't remember what negative images they were putting in the 70s. I do remember it in the 80s. I think the turning point was when black women had decided to talk shit about black men on television, because black women had thought they made it in the United States. So they started saying black men are gay, unemployed, and uneducated. They're in jail, and we black women cannot find someone who meets our high standards of where we have gotten in the 80s. So the black man became the ass of the joke.
Right. So my point is that we should talk about these great men who actually stood for something, right? These achievers.
What we need to do is talk about. Hold on. What we need to talk about is what happened to them. How did they get replaced by? We need to see a nigga that's a thug. We need to see a nigga that's a nigga with an attitude. When did that happen? Well, I'll tell you when that happened. Because black women no longer had black men and no longer wanted them, and did not like black men having that image that they had. Remember, they talk shit about a brother by the name of Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes still was up down 1600 Avenue though. He was the passenger 57, but they called him black as shit.
So you don't think the white network execs did not have the final role in the suggestion that we should have all these crazy black movies that don't portray black people in a good way? You don't think they did that? We blame black women.
Listen to what you're saying. Again, you will not take it out of black folks' hands. If you reject it, you can reject it. I don't give a shit that a white man tells you this the best thing you need to see. You can say, no, it isn't. Why do you blame other people for adults? Why do you blame other people for what adult are the decisions they're making? They're adults. Yeah, you got drug dealers and actors who use the same excuse. We're only doing this because we need the money. Just like you said that about that guy who was working the plantation. They're all doing this, but some people we give a pass, and it seems like we give a pass to the worst of us. We'll call somebody a coon for disagreeing with us. We won't call that guy a coon for being a drug dealer, and he just flaunting it in your face in his rap music. He talking about it all day, and ain't none of y'all walked up to them and called them coons. I would love to see y'all do it, but you won't.
I would.
I ain't seen no
this,
videos of y'all walking. I swear to God, y'all can tell me
I
if y'all
would.
seen them. I ain't seen no videos of these people walking up to the hard thug,
Never.
the
I
futures.
don't give them passes. Do you guys give them passes? I don't give those drug dealers. They hurt in our
They
community.
literally are
Why would I
running
give them
out.
passes,
They can't fuck as many. They can't fuck all the women that run up on them, sir. They
bro?
can't.
This is the thing. You literally just made my point when I said it's the executives that will come to actors with roles that they want them to play with the ideas, and the actors have a choice whether they want to play them or not.
They
Mr.
do it to white boys
Portier,
too. White boys play them roles on American Pie. Don't act like they
absolutely.
don't.
And guess what? Black people sell. Listen, and look, white boys play those roles too, but guess what? They're not as hard as white boys as they are with us. They always are a lot of times portrayed in a
What
positive
are you
role,
talking about? The
right?
only time, okay, watch an ADT
I,
commercial
I don't
now.
even want to bring
Hold on,
white
wait a
boys
minute.
into it. I want
Watch
to get the
sir.
sticker about
Tell me if
people.
I'm lying. Watch an ADT commercial right now. Every criminal breaking in the house on the ADT commercial is white.
I'm black.
No, they're not.
Oh,
Oh my
oh,
God,
they
they're
used to be
white.
black, but
What?
yes,
They're
they are
Oh
white.
my
white.
God,
But
No,
what
they
I'm
see?
white.
saying is,
Yeah, they're
Stop
white.
lying.
yeah, they
Stop
are
lying.
white. Hold on, no, you're right.
Wow.
I've seen them. I have seen they are white, but still, the majority
Not
of white
but
shows
still.
are
No,
always
it
like
ain't white.
Friends.
Whoa, bro. Why say but still? See, this is what I mean. We can't have a discussion if you're not trying to have the discussion. If a point's made, you jump around it to go to something else. Have the discussion. I made a valid point that if you watch ADT, if you're a white father, your son's got to watch that the only people apparently stealing, which make people need ADT, is white dudes. The only people who can't dance is white dudes. The only people who are pressing people are white dudes. And that's what your child has to see all day, every day. By your logic, the white kids should be out here overly oppressing black kids now because that's all they see on TV. But for some odd reason, here's what happens. The white people have become weaker now. The white kids are afraid of saying something because they see that they're considered the bad guys. So if the same thing happened to blacks, we would be so afraid, since they keep showing us as bad people in movies and TV, we would raise our kids to be nothing like that. We would raise our kids like the whites are forced to raise their kids now. Got to make sure you ain't racist, little Billy. We don't sit up there and tell our kids, got to make sure you ain't thuggish, little Jamarquavius. We go out of our way to name our kid Jamarquavius. If white people were portraying us as bad and we did like normal people, we would go out of our way to raise our kids to be nothing like that. So we don't live up to the stereotype. But Halo,
Brother, but majority, and I wish I could finish my point because, like she said, you know, you want me to listen to everybody and let them finish their point and see where they're going. I would like to have the same opportunity. I keep getting cut over, and I'm not being a victim. I'm just simply pointing
no,
out
go,
that,
listen, go
like,
ahead.
yeah. So,
Because I had made the
man,
point.
so let me go backwards. What you just said. Rather, if it's our names, that's fine. That's our culture. I'm not going to sit here and tell someone not to name someone their
That's
child. The
not
majority
our
of black
culture.
brother, the majority of black people that I know are
That
great
is
people.
not our
Yeah.
culture, sir. We were, like you
Bro,
said, they were made off
our
the backs
culture.
of
Listen, I
blacks.
have a white man's
I am
name. My
not going
real
to
name,
let you tell that lie. There was no
brother.
Jalen in 1800s. There was no Jamarquavius in the 1800s.
So what was it? Should our names just be David? Should it be
That's what
Peter?
they were.
Brother, that's European names,
It
is what I'm
still
saying.
was
We
what
have our
the black culture in America was.
the names changed during the times and periods and eras that you live in. Would you agree with me on
It's,
that?
sir, the names that we're using today, where they're literally combining letters and or names or like three different names, that is a new thing being done by black single mothers. You take kids born in two-parent households, they ain't named that shit.
You know what? You pull like this. How can I pull like this without sounding bad? We have black African Americans that happen to be maybe lower class, you know what I mean? They're poor, whatever it might be. They don't really aspire to be nothing. We have white people that are poor, lower class,
I
right?
agree.
Trailer trash. Other
Okay.
white people don't sit here and be like, oh, look at what white people are doing. And they don't do the same. But you're advocating
Hold
for
on. Yes,
people
they
that
actually
may
they.
not
Oh, wait,
have
wait,
the
wait. Hold on.
standards may not be
Yes,
high
they
or
do,
may be
sir.
high.
Sir, yes, they do. You remember
Right.
what you call those poor whites? What they got a
What's the
name for
poor?
them? What do they
What's
call them? What do they call them?
the poor
White
white?
Trailer Park
trash.
Drive.
Thank
That's
White
you.
it.
trash.
That's
White
it.
people.
How many
You
white people
just
do you come
said
on here and be
whites
like, oh,
don't
this
talk
is
down to their
all the
poor.
white people
Yes,
doing
they
what the
do.
port tell
They
how
literally
do how
have
many
had, if you read Shakespeare and all that, it has always been
Tommy,
upper class versus lower class. Whites have
Tommy,
always talked down
I
to their
get
lower
that. I
class.
get that, but how many whites do you see and say, hey, these poor whites represent all of us? Oh my
No,
God,
hold
we're making
on.
up our own
Because they
names.
make a
You're making a
distinct.
general
Oh my
what I'm
God.
saying is you're making a general
Sir,
statement,
you
brother.
just said I was wrong for making a distinction between the blacks. You said whites don't do that. They do. So if we were trying to have a stability like they do, you would welcome that I'm doing it. That we should have a separation. That our blacks who aren't poor shouldn't be acting like the poor ones. Whites
Yeah,
separate
but
their poor from their rich. They separate the behavior, they talk down on the behavior of their poor. They make fun of the way they look. They don't have no teeth. They make fun of the way they talk. You told me I should not do that to blacks because whites don't do that. I just proved to you that they do. And the problem with blacks is that we don't. We keep having our non-poor try to act like the poor. We don't bring the poor up to try and model themselves after the rich. Somehow, the poor, the downtrodden, are the model blacks. That's an issue, don't you think?
you said the down poor are the model blacks because that's what media and
That's not what I
execs
said.
have done.
That's not
No,
what I
I'm being
said.
honest, but is that not the right answer?
No, hold
Like
on. No, no,
listen,
sir.
you
No,
can
sir. No.
let
Let me
me answer your
again.
question with
I
size.
am
Can
not
I
going
explain my
to
answer?
blame the media for me.
Can I
Listen,
explain my answer?
you said blaming the media.
Can I
I
explain my
can't
answer,
blame the
Tommy?
media because you said you teach your kids at home, right?
Can I explain my answer, Tommy?
What was your answer?
My answer was when I said the media, let me tell you why. Because you can literally put anything on TV and you play it long enough, people will be indoctrinated
So
with
you're not
that
explaining
thinking.
your answer. You was trying to explain mine because you added
No,
the media. I did it.
realistically we were agreeing on that the media or
I know we're
execs
not
do this.
agreeing
I
because I
said
didn't
that from the
say
very
that.
beginning.
No, we're not agreeing because I didn't say that.
Who shapes the culture, Tommy? Who shapes the culture? Won't you ask me? Ask me that. I mean, no, don't ask me that. Answer me that. Who shapes the culture?
Okay, who shapes the culture? The community.
By how, why and how? How?
Why does the Amish community do what they do?
Well, where's the influence come from?
I mean, hold on. Why does the Amish community do what they do? Why do your children act the way that they act? By your own
Because it's
logic.
taught and caught. It came down right. It comes down from their culture, right?
So,
It
so
comes
why are
down
your
from.
kids not doing what the kids on TV are?
But the
Please tell
Amish
us
don't
that.
watch TV. Technically,
So,
they're not
so
supposed
when
to be
you
watching
ask where the
TV.
culture comes from, you just told me where it does. It comes from the
You
house.
the part of black culture that you're talking about. Who shapes the culture was my was my question,
The
right?
neighborhood, hold on, the neighborhood does. Let me tell you why, because I'm 49. The first people to sit up there and think it was cool to do the pimping was the people on the block. The first people who thought rap was cool before whites ever took it seriously were blacks. The first people who thought gangster rap and cussing was cool, I was listening to NWA in the 80s. Where do you think I heard that at? Do you think I saw it
So
on television?
so where did the shift happen, right? The shift had this. Where did the shift happen? Because prior to 1950s and 60s, we were singing rhythm and blues, right? So the drugs was pushed into our neighborhood. It's like having two lab mice, five lab mice in each cage, A and B, and I literally the A have lab mice, but B I'm putting drugs in their cage along with the cheese. I know they're gonna act crazy. They're gonna act wild. They're gonna start killing one another. Somebody gonna say, "This opportunity, I can make money here." Right? So who caused the shift from rhythm and blues to drugs and poverty
Okay,
and
okay, okay.
and
I'm gonna
rap?
go. Okay, so I want to answer that to you with saying this. That's what I meant, and the guy meant earlier. Y'all never give a coon that same pass and say, "Who changed the culture to make the coon be the coon?" Y'all never say this. Y'all say a nigga supposed to be black and know better. Why is it that I'm supposed to know better to not go out here and coon and preach white people's points, but the drug dealer don't know no better? The hoe don't know no better, but the coon does. Please explain why the coon never gets a pass for cooning.
The coon or the drug dealer don't get a pass by me. Just like whether if he's
No,
black,
he is.
white.
Right now you're saying he is. You're saying it's not his
No,
fault.
I'm
It's
not
the
saying that
media.
at all. You're claiming that all of us give them a pass. We don't look
No,
at them.
you
I
are
don't.
giving
I
him
look.
one right now by saying it's the media. I'm not giving him a pass.
No,
I'm saying he
there's
know
two
better.
different things. It's two different things. We're talking about who shaped culture, hip hop culture in
And
black
who shaped
communities.
coon cop culture? That coon ain't just
FBA.
being a coon for no reason. Somebody made that coon think it was okay to
We're talking
coon.
about two different things, Tommy. For a
How?
man to pick up, we talk about two different things. Now, a man selling drugs is completely different, right? And that's what his occupation
Yes, the
is.
drug dealer
Compared
is worse than the coon. Yet the
the drug
coon
dealer,
is
in
expected
my
to know
case, the
better.
drug dealer is the coon. The
Hold
drug
on,
dealer is the
hold
coon.
on. When you call that, wait a minute. When you
I
call
can't
that
even
man,
say that
oh, wait. You called a man on the line earlier a coon, a
I
super
can't
coon.
say that
You
because the
called
drug
him a
dealer will sell
super,
to anybody.
whoa. You call that man
Hold
a
on.
super coon.
Yeah, I did that because he said, let's look at the
No. Words
automatically.
have,
I'm
sir,
about to tell
do
you. I'm
words
about
have
to tell you.
meaning? Sir, do words
Listen,
have meaning or not?
yes, but
So
you know
why
why
did
I
you
called him
call
that?
him a super
You know
coon?
why?
Not a regular
Because
coon. This a coon in a cape.
I was, hey, that's right. At the time, I apologized to him for
No,
that.
I'm asking,
However,
but why did you refer to him that when you said drug dealers are coons?
because automatically he went back to let's focus on the negative blacks. Forget those positive blacks, the city portiers and things. So let's focus on the negative blacks that we don't talk about. How about
No,
those
he asked a
blacks that
question.
was
He
just
said
like
if we
white men?
no,
They enslaved white men too.
he asked a specific question. He said if we're going to talk about the heroes cuz you said they never bring up heroes. He said if we're going to bring up heroes of blacks, would it be fair then to bring up villains?
They always show villains on TV. We have
But
a
that don't make him
more than enough.
why is it you
Hey,
can't say right now he became a super coon, not a regular coon? Because you said the drug dealer, after being prodded by me, he's a coon. But that man was a super coon based upon what he said. What I'm trying to say is, and you know it, if we're being honest, y'all don't call people who do violence to blacks coons. I don't see that being called of them. Y'all call people coons
so
who
hold on.
y'all
So what
say,
do we do?
wait. Y'all call people coons who y'all say are saying white things.